Patty Cook, and I grew up in Baton Rouge, went to public schools all my life. Sadly, my elementary school, Westminster, is now a D. I was bused to Valley Park Junior High 36 years ago, and it's an F. And I graduated from Terra, which is a D. That's depressing to me, but I still chose to put my children in the public school system here. They've been in for 11 years. Sorry, little nervous. They've been through traditional schools, they've been through magnet, we've been through gifted. We've run the gamut. My high school student is at Baton Rouge Magnet High School, but I do support this pullout because she gets on a bus at 5:55 every morning, rides it for an hour each way to get to the only A-rated public high school in Baton Rouge. We made that choice because at the time, Woodlawn was a D, and we can't hear. I ask people all the time, tell me something good about it. Tell me, I hear about the fights. I hear about the discipline problems. You know, there's so much negativity, and I still get this today because my middle schooler goes to Woodlawn Middle. Is she in gifted? Yes. But I can say my children are in their little protected bubbles. But it does affect me. It affects my future. I don't want my grandchildren to go through this. I've already told my children, do not raise your children in the East Baton Rouge public school system. I have been to school board meetings. I have been on task force. I've done everything I can. I was the PTA president at Shenandoah. And I think that, yes, the teachers make a difference, but the parent involvement is what makes Shenandoah Shenandoah. You know, we've got to bring the community back to Baton Rouge schools. And I get this when people ask me where my children go to school. I say Baton Rouge High. Oh, that's good. Woodlawn High. Oh. You know, what is the stigma that we have with our school system because we've lost pride? When I graduated in '83 from Terra, all of our high schools were good. They were all competitive. Baton Rouge High was there, but it was just another school. It was an academic school, which is fine. I have nothing against Baton Rouge High. My child is there. She doesn't feel very lucky when the alarm goes off at 4:50 in the morning, but we do it because that is the choice we made. You know, this does affect all of us, and I'd like to address Representative Williams' question about the Gardere area. Lee High School was supposed to be rebuilt as a neighborhood school with a magnet program in it. I was thrilled to see that. To me, that's what this school system needs. Why do we still need dedicated magnet? Why are we segregating children based on their GPA and their ability to not get in trouble? Because you fall below a 2.5, you're out. You have decimal problems, you're out. Why do we need that? Why can't we offer magnet at every level in our middle and high schools and say, you know, like Woodlawn High and McKinley both have something called Great Scholars Academy. The entrance requirements are very similar to magnet. But when those children fall below a 2.4, they're not told, I'm sorry, you must leave your school now. You know, go to another school. They just move to a different program within that school. Let's look at, you know, if we can't do, we've tried this. I was on 2 task force. One had to deal with gifted. We were fought tooth and nail to get gifted at Woodlawn High because we were told it's going to hurt McKinley's program. McKinley went up from a D to a B this year. Apparently it didn't hurt them. It created a little competition for them, and maybe that's okay. The other task force I was on was the neighborhood schools. It was a disaster. We couldn't get anywhere. We were accused of harassing the IT employee who draws the lines because we were asking difficult questions like, why are children north of Hollywood Street still going, you know, having to go to Woodlawn Middle? She said, I don't have anywhere to put them. 4 of our middle schools were taken over. I'm out of space. So to me, just shuffling kids is not getting to the root of the problem. We're not fixing the problems. We're not saying, what caused that school to fail to begin with? Why do we just keep moving children? Why do children have to ride buses for 1 and 2 hours a day, non-magnet? You know, I understand if you choose magnet, that's your choice. We don't have magnet in Southeast. None of these 10 schools are magnet schools. So right now our only choice is to choice out. If we want magnet, you're going to ride a bus to get to it. We don't have it there. You know, we had to fight to get gifted. We do have gifted now at every level, but it was a fight. It wasn't an easy thing to get it back into that part of town. So I support the pullout. Are my kids okay? Probably, because I'm going to make sure that I get them through this system. We've maneuvered it for 11 long years. I've been through it all my life. I have no high school friends who have kids in East Baton Rouge public school system. That's sad. You know, so many of them have moved out of state. They live in Ascension. They live in Livingston. We have contributed to the growth of those areas because they're running from the school system here. To me, it's just time for some radical change. I know this is difficult, but change is difficult. Nothing is ever easy when it is change. But the future of our public school system has got to improve. I've lived through it. My children have lived through it. I don't want my grandchildren to live through it. We need to make some positive changes, and we just ask for the opportunity to vote. Let the people decide. If it's voted down by a vote of the people, then the people have spoken. But at least give us the opportunity to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.